injected a little bit of cash into Volvo, and since then Volvo is back on its feet, because in 2018 they have actually sold 640,000 cars worldwide. Volvo has 2 factories in Europe, 3 production plants in China, and a very recent one since last year in the USA. And this is exactly the place where the new S60 is being manufactured. So let's take a short drive and talk about this, well, born in the USA Volvo. So at first glimpse, you might think that the car has actually gotten smaller and a bit more delicate. That is probably because the body has been lowered by 5 centimeters. The window line has been raised, but the reality is that things have gotten longer. More precisely 13 centimeters longer. I actually think that this new set of proportions works really well for the S60, because the car looks a little bit sportier, it looks a little bit less old-fashioned. Now, there's a lot of opinions on the internet that the new S60 is boring. There's nothing special about it. All the internet experts expressing their opinions. Well, you see, S60 is all about class and elegance. Sadly, both are missing in today's world, and missing from a lot of brands. And if you don't appreciate class and elegance, well, I can't help you, it's too late. You will never appreciate the S60. I personally really like it. It's a clean and pure design. It's a timeless beauty. Although I would choose a different exterior paint color, I would go for, I think black would look quite foxy, and definitely a different interior color. Choose something more practical, such as beige. It would look absolutely lovely.
Sometimes it's just another day to get through, but it's not.
Let's check the practicality and see how much clutter you can carry. So you can easily fit in a large and a medium-sized suitcase, and that's enough about the boot. Spoiled even with compact cars which pump as much as 400 horsepower. As such, a 250 horsepower doesn't quite excite, yet it doesn't change the fact that this is a pretty quick car. I mean, 0 to 100 is only 6.5 seconds, and when you accelerate, this 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine actually feels a little bit better and definitely quicker than in any other Volvo model. The acceleration, well, it is a very healthy acceleration. What else? It doesn't get too rattly, too sort of shaky. It's a very salubrious kind of acceleration. But when you're cruising in this car, believe me, the silence you get, it's just beautiful. Okay, so the 250 horsepower, 350 newton meters of torque are being sent to the front wheels, and is all being operated by an 8-speed automatic transmission. I must admit, before I've driven this car, I was a little bit wary, but I couldn't be proven more wrong, because the gearbox, it just works seamlessly. You can't feel the change of gears at all. There are no pulls, no hiccups. This gearbox knows exactly where it is supposed to be at all points in time. Now onto steering. The steering has got actually a little bit of weight to it, which is what I really appreciate. It is responsive. I like it a lot, actually. The suspension, well, it's a nice balance between sort of firmness and sportiness and fluffiness. So you can't feel the bumps and imperfections on the road, the nasty ones, small ones, yes, but you definitely feel connected with the road, which is what I really appreciate. Quite frankly, you can't fault the driving dynamics of the S60. If you try to, well, you are a bit of a miserable cow, to be honest, because the car is so beautiful to drive. I'm very much positively surprised, especially that I was a little bit wary about driving the S60, especially hopping from the S90. I thought I'm going to feel like a peasant in the S60, but oh no, this guy's a little bit niftier, feels a bit younger, it is smaller, it's different style from S90. I like it a lot, actually. And how does it feel to be a passenger in the S60? Well, I've adjusted both of these seats for my height, which is 1.7, 5.6. I've got a very good legroom, very good headroom. Overall, it is just such a lovely and a spacious place to be. And now on to practicality. The visibility in this car is very good. You're seeing everything that you need to see. And on to petrol consumption. Is it Volvo style? Meaning, does it suck petrol like a thirsty old dragon? Actually, actually, no, not at all. All I'm using is 9 liters. And if you have watched my videos before, you know I do tend to have a heavy right foot. Things sometimes get carried away slightly. But I've been going up and down in the mountains, driving in dynamic mode, and that's it. 9 liters. Very good result. Okay, now that we're in numbers, money honey. So the starting price of the S60 T5 model in Switzerland is 56,000 Swiss francs, which is more or less an equivalent to the US dollar. The model I have with me today has got some bits and pieces added, safety system, etc., and it's worth 73,000. I actually think it is reasonably priced, but here is something that's very unreasonable. So in the USA, the base price is 36. That's right, 36 in the USA versus 56 in Switzerland. Life is not fair, as my father once told me. Wake up, sunshine, that's just the reality. I suppose us poor peasants in Europe, we do like to spend just a little bit more on cars. But what are my final thoughts on the S60? Well, I think it's a beautiful car. It's a car that's very much underappreciated by many. It is not a boring car. It's a beautiful, classy car. It's subtle, which is what I like about this car. So this brings me to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to Sasha from Volvo Switzerland for lending me this car. As always, I look forward to your comments and your questions. I wish you a wonderful day, whatever that you're doing, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye.